right now. We got a great show ahead of us. My name's Emilio. This is Musa. What up, Moose?
What up?
Like I said, we got a great show talking Lions, MSU, U of M, Red Wings. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Lions versus Buccaneers, Monday night prime time, 24-9 win. Emilio, what were your thoughts on yesterday's game?
Yeah, I'll say this. I went into the game thinking this game was going to be a big time shootout. I thought you have the Bucks, you have Baker Mayfield, you have the Lions, Jared Goff. I mean, these are two pretty strong offensive teams. The Bucks, number one in the NFL by many metrics. The Lions, historically, in the past few years, have been excellent. So, like I said, I thought this was going to be a shootout. It really wasn't. This was a defensive masterclass put on by the Lions, and it was so exciting to see that. Like I said, I thought it would be a shootout. It was not, and a great win for the Lions.
Yeah, we really needed this win heading to the bye, to boost our confidence. Um, this was a great win by the Lions. We probably took away Baker Mayfield's MVP voting.
Yeah, that was a big time part of this game. We all thought going into this game, this would be 4 playoff implications. This would determine who gets the home field and who gets the away field. To take a win away from a potential MVP is an awesome accomplishment.
Yeah, 100% agree. Uh, let's get into some of the stats around the game. Baker Mayfield, 28 for 50, 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Like I said, we probably took away his MVP votings because he was overthrowing wide open throws. Um, you see that Tez Johnson was wide open in the end zone, and Baker Mayfield overshot it just a little bit, but he was still wide open. You can't miss those throws.
100%.
Jared Goff, 20 for 29, 241 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He also had a good game. Um, Rashad White, 10 carries for 38 yards. 3.8 average yards per carry. Not the best.
Not good at
Um,
all.
yeah. But here's the best stat of the entire game. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of his touchdowns was a 78-yarder, and total yards from scrimmage was 218.
Yeah, Gibbs played outstanding, and with Gibbs' performance, we saw that 78-yard rushing touchdown back on the other side of the field. Because of Jahmyr Gibbs' outstanding play, Gibbs is going to earn my player of the week. Pretty safe to say. I was calling this one early into the episode. I saw him play last night. I was like, that's it.
Yeah. Well, let's keep in touch. We're gonna keep in touch of my player of the week. I'm gonna come back to Jahmyr Gibbs because he had a great game. But there's also a lot of great people who could win my player of the week. But Jahmyr Gibbs is definitely one of them. But um, we're just gonna have to wait to see who my player of the week is later this video. Um, Cade Otton, 7 receptions, 65 yards, no touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 receptions, 86 yards and a touchdown. He also had a good game. He's the one who got us the first score of the game. Anthony Nelson was their sack leader with 1. Ours was Tyrus Wheat with 1.5. Tackles, theirs was Tyke Smith, 13 tackles for 8 solo. Ours was Eric Hallett, 8 tackles for 6 solo. Emilio, we pretty much beat them in every single stat.
Yeah, we won almost everything. Let's jump straight into the team stats here. Total yards, 251 to 379. That's a blowout by many metrics. Turnovers, 2-2. We got to clean that up. Like I always say, when we play a respectable opponent, that stuff won't fly. This was a respectable opponent. We got to clean 2 turnovers up. Seriously, when we play the Eagles in a couple weeks, that's not going to work. First downs, we got 17, they got 15. Penalties, they went 6 for 35. We went 6 for 50. Penalties kill us. We saw so many flags that game. I did feel like it was a little bit of a ref game. I was seeing yellow laundry all over the field, so it's not going to work. We held them 4 for 16 on third downs. We went 3 for 13. That's terrible on us. Fourth downs, they went 2 for 5. We went 1 for 2. It's all right. Red zone, they went 0 for 1. We went 1 for 2. Time of possession, 28-21 to 31-39. So almost even on time of possession. Let's get into what Vegas had to say about the game. Lions went into this game 6.5-point favorites. That obviously hit. Even Vegas thought this was going to be a shootout. Historically, we've seen the total line be 45.9, 46. Lions came into this game with a 54.5 total line. The under hit. So everybody thought this was going to be a shootout, and this was pretty interesting to see. Let's talk a little bit more about some probability and statistics. Lions went into the game with a 60% chance of winning it. We never went below 0. So it was pretty exciting to see that. We got the first score of the game early, and I think that's a big reason why the Lions did so well in this game.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I really think the Lions came into this game and really exposed the Bucks, you could say, because the Lions are just one of the best teams in the NFL, and we're knocking out the only team in the NFC with knocking out the best record in the NFC really helps.
Oh, absolutely. It was clear to see we frustrated Baker. The way he was talking with the refs, the way he was yelling on the sidelines, we frustrated him, and I think Calvin Shepard put an outstanding game plan together. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Musa, before we call it on the Detroit Lions, I want to know, going into this bye week, what are you expecting to see? Who do you want to see get healthy? What do you want to see when we come back and play the Vikings?
What I want us to work on during the bye week, I want us to, honestly, I was expecting Aiden to have a big game because you saw what he put up last year against the Bucks, 4.5 sacks, almost broke the franchise record, amazing. But I don't think he didn't even have a single one today, which is kind of disappointing. I want to see Aiden Hutchinson get to the quarterback even more. I want him to cause more pressure, and I want him to terrorize their offense, terrorize anyone's offense.
I agree. I think last time when we saw him play the Bucks, he had a probably a personal best game of all time. I hope we see better in the future. But like you said, I think this was a slow game for him, and but the rest of the defense really picked it up.
hmm And who I want to see to get healthy, I want our cornerbacks, man. We lost DJ Reed, we lost Devontae Maddox, we lost Terrion Arnold, we lost Kirby Joseph, we lost Brian Branch. I want those are like key players that we cannot see get injured. They're probably one of the best players on the defense besides Aiden.
That's true. We did get Derek Barnes back though, so that's a big deal.
Oh, we also got Ali McNeil back.
That's true. He played a great role.
Well, I think it's gonna be an easy game because I think JJ McCarthy still is healthy again. I think he's back, but the Vikings are still rolling with Carson Wentz. Don't know why.
Yeah, they haven't had a reliable quarterback in 2 years.
Yeah. Uh, what I want us to see versus the Vikings. I wouldn't want to say contain Justin Jefferson because last year we contained him a lot in our last week when we were both 14-2 and we didn't have any corners. And Elite Deal just humiliated Justin Jefferson. Not Elite Deal, I'm sorry, Amik Robertson. Um, Make explosive plays like that Jameer Gibbs run. That he made. That's like really what I want to see from this Lions offense. I want us to see spectacular catches, spectacular plays, explosive plays. Yeah, because this defense isn't really that good.
Agreed.
Right, my mom's texting me. Yalla, I just got on. Well, producer Chris is sending us the college football. We're going to be talking about the Michigan Wolverines' big win against the Washington Huskies to get us back in the top 25.
Yeah, Michigan came in, barely squeaked in at the 25th spot.
Um, yeah, we really needed this win because I feel like every good college team's goal is to get into to crack the top 25.
You're telling me, Musa, I'm a Spartan fan here.
Yeah, your dream will never happen. Um, we're gonna get into the stats around the game. Damon Williams, 20 for 32, 209 yards, and 3 picks. This guy could not throw the football. He threw it right to us. And this is the guy that's in top 10 and top 5 in the Big Ten for passing yards.
Yeah, I was watching the game. I was a little bit curious if you knew what color jersey they were wearing.
Yeah, I think he miss. I think he's colorblind because I think his team thought that they were blue this game. Um, that doesn't matter. We still got the win. Bryce Underwood, 21 for 27, 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Massive turnaround against the SC game. Pretty much massive turnaround from everyone here. Jonah Coleman, 16 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown. Currently has 13 rushing touchdowns this season, and it's only week 8. One of our best running back is hurt. Justice Haynes couldn't play this game. We put the ball into Jordan Marshall's hands, and he exploded. 25 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown. And Emilio, I think I'm gonna call my player of the week. I think my player of the week is Jordan Marshall.
I think it's a great pick. Next man up mentality that Marshall had, and yeah, great pick.
Receiving yards, Denzel Boston, 4 receptions for 71 yards, no touchdowns. Like I said, Justice Haynes was hurt. We give the ball in Jordan Marshall's hands. Same here with the receiving yards leaders. Marlon Klein out, our tight end number 1, tight end 2, Hogan Hansen out, tight end number 3, Zach Marshall had a spectacular game. 5 receptions, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Tai Ugalaili was their sack leader with 1. Ours was Eric Moore with 2. McKeel Easton was their tackle leaders with 8 tackles, and all of them were solo, and he had 8 solo. Our tackle lead, that was their tackle leader. Our tackle leader was Jimmy Rolder, 8 tackles for 5 solo. Emilio, like I said with the Lions, we pretty much beat them in every stat.
Agreed. Musa, why don't you send us over to the team stats real quick?
100%. Washington, 249 total yards, and Michigan's 417. Blowout, destroyed, murdered them. Turnovers 3-0. Much, much, much better and great defense. First downs 14 for 23. Again, amazing. Penalties, not really that great. Washington had 4 for 23. We went 5 for 35. That's not as great as I expect, but we still got the win, and that's all that matters. Third downs, 5 for 12. They have 5 for 12. We had 6 for 13. Fourth downs, they went 1 for 2. We went 0 for 2. Yeah. Possession time, they had 22 minutes and 31 seconds with the ball. We have 37 minutes and 29 seconds with the ball. Emilio, utterly dominant. I'm like flabbergasted of how we put up these stats when we just got blowed out by SC.
Yeah, and I think that time of possession is the one that tells the full story of the game. The way you get a score of 7-24 is with a 37-minute time of possession. So exciting game for the Wolverines, and a great turnaround from their game last week.
Yeah, great turnaround. We had We were very smart with the ball. We played it. I we played a bit aggressive. We could have had 4 picks if Jair Harrell didn't drop that one on the first drive, but we still got the win, and that's all that matters.
That's true. Let's send it over to MSU because we want to spend a lot of time talking about next week's game. So let's get into it. This was so embarrassing. This was so embarrassing. I know they're the number 3 team in the country, but Indiana Hoosiers crushed the Michigan State Spartans. Went into the game.
0-4 Michigan State Spartans in the Big Ten. 0-4.
That's true. Vegas had this game as a 26-point favorite for Indiana. So embarrassing. The over-under, the total was 49.5. That hit the over. The money line was turned off. It was so bad. They were favored to win and projected to win by so much they had to turn the money line off. So there was a point in this game where MSU was actually up 10-7 in the second quarter. Michigan State was up, and Spartan fans, I think, had a little bit of false hope. Let's talk a little bit about some of these individual stats. Aiden Childs was our passing yard leader, obviously, with 243. Aiden Childs was also our rushing leader with 48 yards. We saw that earlier in the season. That's never a good sign. Nick Marsh was our receiving leader with 64 total receiving yards, and that's really not that great at all. To have your leading receiver with 64 yards is kind of embarrassing. 0 sacks. And our tackle leader was Malcolm Bell with 7. Let's go to the team stats here. Total yards, 367 to 464. We surprisingly had a good amount of yards, but we let up so many. We let up 400 plus yards. It's embarrassing. Turnovers, no turnovers, which is a good sign. First downs, we had 19. They had 24. Penalties, we went 6 for 46. Indiana went 1 for 5. That's impressive to only go 1 for 5. Third downs, we went 5 for 14 versus their 5 for 8. Fourth downs, we went 3 for 4, which is actually pretty good, versus their 1 for 2. Time of possession was 31-14 to 28-46, so almost even on the time of possession. Most of this game was so embarrassing. It got very, very loud down here in East Lansing with regards to Jonathan Smith. Now, we're obviously not going to call for his job or anything, but there's a big conversation about who could be some potential candidates. In the event that Jonathan Smith is no longer the head coach, here are a few names. If I'm the athletic director of Michigan State, and I am aware of the direction that this program's going, and by no means are we calling for Jonathan Smith's job, but if I'm the athletic director here, I've made 3 phone calls, Musa. Do you know who I've called? I've called... Go ahead.
I have 2 guesses. I'm going to say you're going to call James Franklin or Robert Saleh.
Musa, you're 100% right. I'm calling James Franklin, who just got fired from Penn State after an unbelievable tenure there. I'm calling Robert Saleh, the guy who got his name built here at Michigan State. And the third one is a little bit of a wild card. It's probably the least likely to happen. My third call, I'm calling John Gruden. Yep, that's right. Barstool's John Gruden, and I'm seeing if he is interested in a college football job. He's been very open that he wants to coach again, and I think this could be a good fit. Now, we want Jonathan Smith to succeed. Please do not misunderstand what we're saying here, right, Musa?
Yeah.
But we think in the event that Jonathan Smith is no longer the coach at MSU, those are the 3 people I've called if I'm the athletic director.
Yeah, and here, Emilio, let me tell you a secret on how to win games.
What's that?
You just gotta be like the Michigan Wolverines.
No, I mean, you guys, yeah, I guess so. I guess we have to fly Connor Stallions to different stadiums so he can record other teams' signs. Okay. I guess we have to pay $20 million to the NCAA because we, conducted...
Whatever.
I guess you're right. If that's what it takes to win.
We got punished for it, didn't we? We got punished for it.
Barely. That was the most slap on the wrist punishment I've ever seen. Let's talk about next week, Musa. Something that the fans don't know is when we were in our second episode, college football season predictions, we made a bet off camera, and I think now's the time to share it with the fans.
Would you like me to say it?
Go ahead.
We all know Michigan. Emilio is a Michigan State fan since he is at Michigan State as a senior. Um, and I'm a Michigan fan because I have legacy there. My mom and dad went there. I have two older sisters that go there, one junior, one freshman. Um, yeah, I just got legacy there, and we made a bet off camera that because if you know Michigan versus Michigan State at East Lansing, next week, at 7:30, we made a bet that if Michigan wins this game, Emilio has to wear a Michigan versus everybody shirt in our next episode. That's right, no suits, no tie, just a shirt that's saying Michigan versus everybody.
And on the flip side, my part of the deal was if MSU wins, Musa has to wear a Go Green shirt. Now, we made this deal early in the season when there was nothing known, when there was no projections, no predictions. We made this early. Musa, it's starting to look like I might have to wear a Go Blue shirt.
You think? Or you
I
know?
think so. Let's talk a little bit about what Vegas has to say about next week's game. Michigan is favored to win this game by 14.5 points. They're favored by more than 2 touchdowns. The money
I was
line
about to
is
say Michigan wasn't favored. I might go crazy.
yeah, the money line is minus 700. By ESPN's metrics, they project that U of M will win with 87.8% certainty. That is so extremely embarrassing to play your biggest rival and be projected to lose by 2 touchdowns.
And Michigan is favored 87.8% chance of winning.
I know, it's embarrassing. Let's talk a little bit about some of this quarterback battle that we're seeing here. Is it fair to say potentially the 2 best quarterbacks in the Big Ten? Maybe.
You talking about Bryce? Because I know you're not talking about Aiden Childs.
Yeah, I thought maybe I'd sneak that in there.
Yeah, Bryce Underwood is a really, 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 really great player. He is balling out this season with only 2 interceptions. As a true freshman, I would expect him to throw like 5 at this point, but only two picks.
Hey, but Aiden Child's completion record is technically better. He's 114 for 175 versus 113 to over 181.
Okay, and you want to take a look at the passing yards?
No, we'll
Want to
just
take
skip right past that. We'll skip right past that.
take a look at the rushing yards? You want to take a look at
We'll,
the sack?
the rushing yards is actually the one I find to be the most embarrassing. Justice Haynes has 705 rushing yards this season versus
With 95 carries.
versus Mekhi Frazier 384. It's almost double.
You know what's even embarrassing? He has 1 less carry than Justice Haynes with 94.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to wear this Go Blue shirt. We made this bet. I'm going to honor the bet. Stay tuned next week because you'll either see Musa in a Go Green shirt or me in a Go Blue shirt.
You'll never see me in a Go Green shirt. Never. You won't.
What are you going to... Is U of M going to win forever?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Not unless if you bring back Kenneth Walker.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what we could do if we had the best player in college football one more time?
Okay, that's a bit biased.
That's not true. He was the best player in college football the year we had him.
Whatever.
All right, Musa, let's head over to Red Wings. Producer Chris is screaming at me.
I know
All right.
he probably didn't have his morning coffee.
I think you're exactly right. Let's talk Red Wings. Red Wings are first in the Eastern Conference Atlantic Division. This is pretty exciting to see. With a record of 5-1, 10 total points.
That is really good. And our only loss came in game 1 against the Canadians.
Exactly right. So we're on a 5-game win streak. Let's talk about our next matchup. We play the Buffalo Sabres away 7:30 Wednesday. This is a crucial game, Musa. We've beat great teams in the 5 games in our 5-game win streak so far. The Red Wings are at a position where they just have to win out and they're in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about, some projections and predictions. I see the Red Wings as a most definite playoff team, or at least that should be the expectation. It's been too long since we've been in the playoffs with the Red Wings, and it's time we get back with a team that's arguably better than it was last year.
I 100% agree.
Okay, Musa. So let's talk a little bit about the numbers.
Dylan Larkin has 11 points this season. He's also he also has 5 goals with six assists with 6 penalty minutes and with 9 plus minus. And that's just the skating. Let's go to the goaltending. GGA goes to John Gibson with 2.99. Our TOA goes to Cam Talbot with 202.22. CV goes to Cam Talbot with 82. GA goes to John Gibson with 8. CA goes to Cam Talbot with 88.
Musa, let's talk a little bit more about some rankings and how we compare in different aspects of the game. Power plays, we're 10th in the league. We're only converting 22% of the time. Penalty kill, we're 2nd in the league. This is probably the biggest reason why we've been so successful in winning the most recent games. We're 2nd in the league with a 92.3% chance of defending the power play. We're 12 for 13. It's pretty good. Shots for, we've put up 162 shots, which is 8th in the league, which is pretty good. And we've only given up 151 shots, which is 15th in the league. So it's a pretty good place to be, right in the middle of the pack for shots against, and to be above average for shots for. Let's talk about expected goals are plus 2.4. That's 4th in the league. That's outstanding. So with these metrics and looking at all these numbers, I'm predicting the Red Wings to be in the playoffs, and I think that should be the floor for these guys. The floor for the Detroit Red Wings right now should be making the playoffs.
I 100% agree with everything you said.
All right, Musa, with that being said, I think we've wrapped it up on Lions, UofM, MSU, and Red Wings. Let's hit the phones.
I agree.
All right, Musa, today's question comes from Lorenzo in Bloomfield. This one goes straight to you. They says, Musa, who was the biggest surprise in the Lions secondary? We had so many injuries. We had a lot of guys step up. Calvin Shepard took the time to talk about how putting good tape out there not just goes for the Detroit Lions, but the 31 other teams in the league. So, Musa, who was the biggest surprise in the secondary for the Lions?
I have 3 and 1 honorable mention. My honorable mention is Thomas Harper, the safety. He played pretty decent. And here comes my 3 main ones. I have Arthur Mullet, the guy he got a pick. Eric Hallett, he had a really good game. He's the one who led us with tackles. And Nick Whiteside.
I think these are great picks. I think these guys put great tape out, and I honestly hope we can keep them for ourselves for the future. It's unfortunate that the Lions got those injuries that we did, but like I said, I hope we can get those guys back on our team. I do have a feeling that other teams are going to pick these guys up, though. All right, let's go to second question. Comes from Haas in Ann Arbor. Haas says, will MSU go to a bowl game? I think this one's directed at me, Musa, so I'll go first.
You.
I don't think so. I think it's getting so ugly. I think it's getting so bad. I don't see what more games we can win. Now, our current record is 3-4. And so here's where we are. We are sitting at 3-4. We need 3 more wins to make a bowl game. Here's the bad news. There's not a single game left in our schedule that we're favored to win. We are projected to lose the rest of the season. This is so embarrassing. And like I said, I think the answer to this question is no. Although this was our expectation, and honestly the expectation was to crack the top 25, I think the answer to this is no.
Yeah, you guys are just not like us. You're not like the Wolverines. You're
You're
a
right.
little.
You're
You're a
right.
little bit.
No, honestly, you're right. And we'll see that next week in our head-to-head game. This was the one that we've all been circling on our calendars, and unfortunately, I think we're now not looking forward to this game.
For now, you can call us daddy.
All right, all right. I think we will skip that. I think we'll skip that.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Come watch our next video where Emilio will wear a Michigan versus everybody shirt. And this is,
Or Musa will be wearing a Go Green shirt.
like I said, won't happen. There'll be like a 99.9% chance it will happen.
87.8, 87.8 by ESPN's metrics.
But in my metrics, I say 99.9.
We'll see.
But you will see him wear Michigan versus everybody. And thank you so much. Come watch our next video. Subscribe. This is your Detroit now.